back. Welcome back. Trying to get my camera just to here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I'm live again for other messages, other material. Okay. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, letting me know how it's resonating with you, letting me know how you feel about the message, and also any type of indications of how you're planning to move forward. So today we're going to look into the overall energy for you. We're also going to look into the energies around you, get some guidance on that, and then we're going to look at forward movement because I'm promoting forward movement as we travel through the journey called life. Okay. All right, I am using these Soul's Journey lesson cards here for anyone that is interested. And let's go ahead and get to it. Hey, Bianca, what's going on, girly? How are you? All right, let's see what we got going on, Pisces. Remember, this is a general, so please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Hey, Chris D, what's going on? Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I will be answering a couple of subscriber questions at the end, so please stay tuned for that. Hey, Shiny, your feedback is so important. The subscriber questions are really becoming a trend for my channel, so please, if you have the time, stay till the end so you can give your feedback on a couple of questions, okay? Alrighty. What do we have? Pisces, all placement. And anyone that just stumbled across this message, maybe you're a person that doesn't even pay attention to zodiac or horoscopes, and that's fine. But there may be something here for you, okay? All right. Hey, Aaron. Whew, all right. Hey, Tina, what's going on? All right, the overall energy, I have the worry card, okay? At the bottom of the deck, I have the discipline card. Hello, Amar, how are you? Thank you for coming in. All right, Pisces, or any other sign, or maybe, like I said, maybe you don't even pay attention to zodiac, but here you are. The vibe I'm getting here is that some of you could be at a place where you're being very disciplined in your decisions, very disciplined in your choices in life, but you could be worried that it's like taking a toll on other relationships in your life, such as friends, such as family. It's this vibe of the more disciplined you are when it comes to your growth and your forward movement, the more you're starting to see that maybe some things are not working out when it comes to certain situations and, certain family dynamic. We have the blame card. Yeah, it's something along the lines of um there could be someone, or you're being blamed because you're creating boundaries. So being that you have become disciplined, you created boundaries because you don't want to go backwards. And I feel like you have to create the boundaries so you don't go backwards, so you can keep moving forward. And a lot of people, maybe some people around you don't really understand it, but the important thing here is not to have doubt with the doubt card, not to doubt your abilities, okay? And we have the death card. So this is part of your transformation. Death, when something comes to an end, something else is beginning. So this is what most people are witnessing about you, is that you're changing, you're evolving. They see you as being disciplined. They see you as being self-assured. They see you as being confident here. We have the empathy card. So you could be being very empathetic towards people that have been in your situation, or they're going through your situation now, because you've been there, right? You could be providing guidance. You could be providing feedback. We have the surrender card, and you too had to surrender everything to God, possibly because you didn't feel like there was any other way for you to move forward. So you decided to surrender to God, and I totally understand that. Giving it to God, your mistakes, your lessons, not knowing where to go, not knowing how to move about in life. You just surrendered. You've given it to God, and I feel like that is really helping you. We have the perseverance card in the past. A lot of you are having to persevere at this time. Let's see. Something in the past. Yeah. Maybe you've had to forgive a lot of people, or they have had to forgive you. But you're persevering through this. You're making success. You're doing better. We have the growth card because you've learned a lot about yourself. So if this is a situation where you've had to apologize, you've learned from being in that position, right? And if someone's had to apologize to you, guess what? They've learned. And here's the thing. Whenever we have to apologize or we are receiving apologies, guess what? It's this thing that happens where when you're willing to take accountability, you set yourself free. Now, the person that you have to apologize to, they may not always be ready to accept your apology. But once you've done your part, there's nothing left else for you to do. It puts it back in that person's court then. So, this is part of being human. This is part of having human connections and contacts, is literally getting to a place of saying, hey, I may not have treated you well. I may not have done all the right things, but I'm here and I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I don't want to do this again, and just being very, very genuine about it. Okay. Mermy, if don't tell me what to try. Okay. If you don't like the way that I say persevere, then you can go to another video. But I think it's very rude to try to tell somebody how to speak. We all have different accents, and I'm sure you see that my accent is Southern. So please do me a favor and be respectful. If you can't do that, then you can leave, because I'm not going to put up with that. All right, we have the adversity card. So you could be facing a lot of adversity, facing a lot of challenges in your life here. A lot of things, just like what just happened, come to test you. And you have to know how to handle yourself. You don't have to disrespect the person that's disrespecting you. But what you can do is address it, just like what I've done. And, sometimes in life, you don't ever know where that type of stuff is going to come from. You just don't know, right? And a lot of times you're tested at some of your weakest points just to see if you're able to persevere and get through it. Okay. And a lot of you are having a lot of success. We got the success card here. So that's the thing. Success looks different to each one of us, right? Each one of us have been through many, many obstacles in life, I'm talking from your childhood up till now. And you have so many different stories you can tell, so many things that you can elaborate on, and this has been a huge part of your growth, a huge part of what makes you you. You know what I mean? And guess what? No one can take that from you. No one can take that from you. And look at that. And you have gratitude with the gratitude card here. You're thankful for where you are, because if it wasn't for you deciding to own your stuff, if it wasn't for you deciding to really walk the walk that you're taking here, you wouldn't be where you are. So a lot of you are seeing that, you're acknowledging that. We have the balance card, and this is bringing you more balance. This is bringing you more stability. This is bringing you more success. Okay. I have the indecision card. I'm getting the feeling that maybe you have even gotten to a place of being able to combat in being indecisive. And indecisiveness comes from a place of a little bit of insecurity, or, maybe making certain decisions can be complicated for you. And you have to do some thinking, some clarifying, because we all want to make the best decisions, right? So a lot of you at this time, or maybe in the past, you were a bit indecisive. But I feel like the more that you strengthen your intuition, the more that you're strengthening and listening to your discernment, guess what? The indecisiveness is becoming obsolete, because you're getting to a place of trusting your decisions. Look at that happiness. So you're being happy and you're confident in your decisions more. And that comes from a place, like I said, of strengthening, being the ability to listen to your discernment and also your intuition. We have the change card. This is promoting change for you. The more that you elevate in your vibration, you're going to change with each step up. And a lot of you know that, a lot of you see that, a lot of you witness that, a lot of you feel that. Sometimes you feel it before you see it, right? Sometimes you can just like the other day when I had the incident with the butterfly. I know a lot of you have had a chance to see on the community board. I posted about the butterfly, that when I stepped off of my step, the butterfly was just circling around my feet. I mean, and I walked away from the butterfly, and I don't know if it's a female or a male, but they followed me. It's like flew behind me. I'm like, what in the world? That has never happened to me before. And the butterfly was huge. I'm talking like, you see the palm of my hand? It was like take the fingers right here, this section, it was like just as big as the palm of my hand. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen a butterfly that big. And I've put a picture of one on my community post. So that let me know that there was change and positive movement coming into my life. And I definitely, as I said in my message, I definitely claim it, because that has never happened to me before. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. So, with the freedom card, you are getting to a place of, or you will be getting to a place of being able to express yourself more freely. Maybe there was a time in your life where you felt a little odd when it came to expressing yourself to your family. Hey, Tala, expressing yourself to your family, your friends, to loved ones, lovers, or anything like that. Maybe it was just you didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You didn't want to step on anybody's toes, but you're getting to a place now where you're like, okay, as long as I'm respectful, as long as I have the right mindset, it's okay for me to express myself. I got to trust. We got the trust card. I have to trust myself. I have to trust the process. I have to trust what it is that I am doing. Okay. We have the failure card, because the moment that we don't trust our instincts, the moment that we don't go with how we feel, we're setting ourselves up for failure. But I think a lot of us has gotten to a place where you've witnessed this. You ever you knew something was off and you wanted to go with another option, and then something happens, and you're like, man, I knew this was off. Why didn't I listen to my gut? Why didn't I listen to that feeling? Hey, Bianca, yes, like the rabbit, all in my yard is most definitely something. Exactly. Good luck. So definitely seems like you're listening more to your inner self. Okay. I have the courage card. So I do feel like you're coming off. This says something about inner strength. Yeah, coming off as being very courageous, very brave, taking on challenges with the abundance card that are going to lead to more abundance in money, career, finance. I mean, spirituality. Some of you are really getting closer to your ascension here, because you're taking the time to really have your faith, and you are pretty much doing the best that you can do to follow God's word. Okay. We have the purpose card, and fulfilling your purpose each and every day. You're fulfilling your purpose each and every day. And a lot of people don't understand it, and they probably will never understand it. But guess what? It's your purpose. It's your divine intervention. It's all yours. So as long as you understand it, that's okay. Okay. Anything else here? We got the pride card. When I see this, let me read this. Mermy says, God's word, the Bible, Proverbs 12 does talk about folks who hate being corrected. Respectfully sorry to correct your pronunciation. No intent to insult you. Knowing you're not knowing better. God bless his word. I definitely know better. Here's the thing. You're trying to get under my skin and it's not going to work. But I feel like I need to address this because this is my platform. And I'm promoting forward movement. And this is all I'm going to say about this. And then I'm going to let it go. It doesn't matter really what a person's interpretation of the Bible, because we all interpret it scriptures differently. But for me, I don't know the exact scripture, but I know in the Bible it says you treat people how you want to be treated. So if you wouldn't want somebody coming on your platform being rude and correcting you for having a southern accent, which I do have, then you don't do that to me. It is very disrespectful. And I'm promoting forward movement. And it's disrespectful to any other reader or spiritual life coach on YouTube. Because until you're sitting in this seat, you don't know what it's like. So excuse me for being authentically who I am. And if you don't like it, you know what you can do. And I'm going to leave it right there. Okay. So you are having this sense of self where you're taking pride in everything that you do. You're taking pride in how you carry yourself and doing the things that you want to do. You know, I know, Tala, it's very disrespectful, but you know what? Here's the thing. I think we're still in the Venus retrograde. You're going to have people that are going to try to get under your skin, right? And I always say, if you feel like you can do a better job than me and any other reader, by all means, create your own channel. Create your own channel. You know? Thank you, Akita. It's just so hurtful because we as readers, we pour a lot into these readings. And I mean, you know, you just don't, unless you're sitting in the seat gathering these messages, you know, you just don't know what it's like. So if you're going to quote the Bible now, make sure that you remember the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. I think it goes like that. It may be worded differently, but you treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you can't do that, yes, if you can't do that, then as my mom, you know, she used to tell us all the time, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. Because, you know, how you feel doesn't always have to be voiced. And I have to, Akita, I have to address the devil. Because sometimes he wants to come at you. He wants to come at you when you're at your highest, when you're feeling really good. And I've been tested earlier already today. So I'm ready. But I bless you though. I still love you, Mermy. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I don't have no ill will, nothing like that. But what I know is it's rude. And if this is happening on other platforms, I get it because it's rude. All right. So with the pride card, let me get back to it. It says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That just simply says, hey, I love me. I have empathy. I see myself in others. A lot of you are seeing yourself in others because guess what? You've been where they are. Maybe you have evolved from a place of feeling low, or maybe you have been at a place of feeling high. And you've had a loss and you had to rebuild. Whatever way you see a situation, you've been able to pull yourself out of it and really look at it and say, man, I can see, I can understand, I can feel this person's pain. I can see where they're coming from. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different things there. Look at that, the acceptance card. I can see where they're coming from. I can understand what they mean because I've been there. Because until you have been in someone's shoes, you don't really know what it takes to wear them. You don't know what it takes for that person to deal with the discomfort, you know? And a lot of times it requires honesty, being honest with yourself, being honest with how you're feeling, being honest enough to say, hey, I may not have all the answers, but guess what? I'm going to work hard until I figure out what's going to work for me. Okay? So, let's see, any last word here. Self-esteem. I do feel like all these great things that are happening are boosting your self-esteem, are boosting your intuition, your spiritual gifts. So by you identifying all of these things in your life and figuring out a way to combat insecurity and feeling like a failure and feeling like you're overwhelmed, fighting anxiety, fighting depression. It is boosting your self-esteem like crazy. And we all know when your self-esteem is boosted, you know how you end up feeling, right? With the denial card. Okay. I think for a lot of you, you had to face the fact that, hey, I do need help. Maybe for a long time you were in denial about things. And we all get there sometimes. Maybe you thought your way was the best way. But you're seeing now like, oh man, I still got some areas I need to work on. I'm not perfect, but I can't beat myself up. Look at that. And that's what comes with friendships, with the friendship card. When you're trying to develop friendships and relationships, you learn so much about yourself. You know what I mean? You learn how to communicate more efficiently. Maybe you have it out with a friend and you learn, okay, maybe that wasn't a great thing to do. Maybe that's not the greatest thing to do. You get what I'm saying? So it's like friendships, family dynamics really, really will help teach you about things that you need to work on, especially getting to know new people. Because the thing about knowing new people is that no two people are alike. And so when you got a situation where that person may not see things the way you see them, guess what? It requires compromise. It requires patience. And a lot of times people don't have patience, and that's okay. But it just, when you don't have the patience, you can miss out on some pretty good people. And you got to understand what, with the peace card, you got to understand what peace looks like for a lot of people. Everybody's idea of peace is different. I've learned that. So say for instance, my idea of peace would be no drama, no pain, calm, cool, collected environment. And I can just get my work done and all that, or having a great time with family and friends, no drama, no craziness. That's peace to me, right? You got some people, their idea of peace is like hanging out with all of their friends, drinking, playing games, or, hanging out. That's their idea of peace. There's nothing wrong with that because we're all different, but it's important that we respect each other's outlook on what peace looks like, if that makes any sense. Okay? Let's get some insight on forward movement. We got the health card. So, Doc, already continue to focus on your health. All right? Mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, financial health. Continue to focus on your health. It says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines me. So a lot of you are putting emphasis on your body. You want to be healthier in whatever way. Everybody's body's health is different, okay? What healthy looks like for your body type may not be the same for my body type or anyone else. But as long as you're showing up in the best light that you can, with the judgment card, who can judge you for that? Who has a right to say anything about that? Leticia, yeah. How you doing? Look at that. And don't feel like you're by yourself in this, Pisces, with the loneliness card. A lot of people have things that they're battling. A lot of people have struggles they're trying to get through. A lot of people are still healing from that heartbreak. They're doing the best that they can do. And when we get to a place of understanding that, we will see things so differently. Because a lot of times we can be so stuck in our heads thinking about how we feel, thinking about how we're doing things. And we forget, like, hey, somebody else could be really struggling, right? Somebody else could be really trying to get through the day, the week, the next hour. They could be battling anxiety. It could be battling depression, PTSD. So many things that we all go through. And so don't feel like you're alone, because I guarantee you there's somebody that feels just in the same way that you do, if not more or less. Okay. Yep. All right. Oh yeah, because a lot of people have regret with the regret card, and that can put you in a place of having PTSD, depression, anxiety, have all these things going on. And it's like, but you got to find a way to have peace. I don't judge a person that's on medication for any type of mental illness. Get help. If you go into therapy and that's not working, go to therapy plus get you some meds. That's why God gave man the knowledge to create these medications to help these situations. So don't be ashamed to be an advocate for your mental health, okay? Complete my workout an hour ago. Okay, Bianca. Awesome. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to go ahead and check out those 2 subscriber questions that I pulled from the scenarios. Oh, and if you've purchased a reading from me, I have been working on those. I received some readings today. So please give me like 24 to 48 hours to get that reading back to you. Um, because we're working on those, okay? All right. Let me get these cards up. We're going to do look into 2 subscriber questions. I tell you, they email me the whole scenario, but I'm making them topics so that we can discuss, okay? All right. Let me put Sophia right here because she's ready to talk. She's ready to listen. She's ready to shower us with her wisdom. Okay, completely my workout hour. Go feel it. Awesome. Yeah. The thing about working out, you don't always feel like doing it, but it's just something about when you go ahead and get it done after the fact, you feel amazing. You know, you got the adrenaline going, you've been sweating, you got that natural glow from the sweat, even though you got to take a shower, but you feel the way your body feels afterwards is it's just like it's incredible. Very, very good stress reliever. I mean, I've had times where I would do the same exercise 3 times that day, especially if I got a lot going on, you know. I'd rather take that energy from being upset or angry and put it into exercise versus being depressed, sitting down and just worrying all the time, because you definitely need a way to channel those feelings. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit the first scenario, okay? So I had a subscriber to reach out to me, and she was expressing how she and this guy had started talking, and she's a very private person, which means not a lot of people know about her. Not a lot of people know what she does. They know of her, but they don't really know about her like that. And she's always been that kind of person. And hey, divine spirit. And so the guy that she has been seeing, he knows that. So she decided to prepare a meal for him. I guess they have a thing where he'll cook, she'll cook, and they do that to show affection, show care, which, I mean, all that is great. So she prepared a meal for him, and he was supposed to stop by her apartment and pick it up. And halfway there, he calls her and said, "Hey, I have my brother in my car with me. Is it okay for me to still come over?" And she said that at first she felt a little odd about it because she knew she had shared with him that she didn't like a lot of people to know where she lived and know a lot about her. And besides, she hadn't really met his family yet. So she told him that she said, "I feel a little uneasy. Nothing against your brother, but I just feel a little uneasy because and I mean, I get it because she doesn't know that man. She barely knows this guy." So he got upset and his brother got upset. So what do you ladies and gentlemen think? You can go ahead and put in the chat what you think, but I'm going to just give my opinion. I'm going to say this. If this guy knew that she was a private person, this doesn't really like for her information to be out there like that, I feel like he did the right thing by asking her before he showed up. And she was kind of like back and forth. She called him and she was just kind of like uneasy about it because, like I said, she's trying to get to know him, trying to figure out if she can trust him. And he's like, I wouldn't bring anybody around you or on your, near where you live that I, thought would bring you harm. And he just got so upset, and the brother did too. So my thing is this: however a person feels is how they feel. Now, is it a possibility that eventually the brother would have known where she lived? Of course. But I definitely feel that this lady had a right to feel the way she felt, even if it was coming from a place of insecurity. Maybe, just maybe, because she hadn't met his family yet, she just felt a little odd. And I can get that. If she had already met the brother, if she had already met the family, she probably would have never thought about, oh, this feels odd. But people just showing up at your house or people just showing up at your apartment, it's like It puts you in an awkward position. So he tells her, well, that's my brother, and he goes into all this stuff, and I get where he's coming from as well, because in his own way, in his own way, he's probably comfortable enough with her to start bringing his family around, or to start bringing her around his family, but he's just not doing it right. You know what I mean? He's not going the customary way, which would be introduce her. If you feel like this woman is who you want to be with, introduce this woman if she's ready, so that she can get a vibe for everybody. But I just don't think he's seeing her side of it. He's going into a defense mode. So what I suggest is to just give him time to think about what has happened. She apologized to him. She even said that she was willing to talk to the brother to explain how she felt and what she meant. Because the one thing she didn't want them to think is that she didn't want anybody to come see her. Like, she didn't want them to feel unwelcome. And I get that too. I totally get that. So I just say give the situation time. Give it time. He probably needs to clear his head. He probably needs to like get by himself and think. Because if he get by himself and he think about it, and maybe talk to some friends or other family members, I guarantee you there's going to be at least one person that's going to side with this subscriber. If it's not everybody, it's going to be one that'll say, well, she doesn't really know us like that. She doesn't really know your family like that. I get it. Maybe it was nothing against him. Maybe she is a private person. That says a lot about her. That says a lot about her integrity. If she don't just have anybody popping up. And when he gets somewhere and really think about it, just really think about it, he'll see it. But right now, while he's mad, trying to blow off steam, all that, don't bring anybody to my house, period. That's a little weird to me. She explained that in the beginning. Then see how they both got mad. Yeah, see how they both got upset. Yeah. Yeah. You know? It's just like, and I get it. He was riding with his brother wherever they were going, to the store or whatever they were doing. Or maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, if there is a discomfort, that needs to be acknowledged. And to be honest, I'm gonna be real, because I can't be any other way. He got upset because a part of him knew that it didn't make sense. So you gotta see, why would you get so mad if you didn't see that it didn't make sense? Because a logical person, a mature person would have said, oh man, that wasn't right. Yeah, reflecting, yeah. So I told her, I said, you apologize. You did what you could do. And I'm adding on by including the question on this live here. You did the best that you could do. And there's nothing else you can do. Now, I wouldn't beg a person to not be mad at something like that, because you're talking about, this is your life. Now, I'm going to put it like this, because she is so protective of her space, that sets the tone now. That sets the tone, because guess what? If those two continue to talk, everybody that's affiliated with him is going to know that they can't just pop up on her. So it set the tone. It definitely set the tone. He just didn't like it because it's a boundary. And most people don't like boundaries. But if he really sit back and think about the type of woman that she seemed like she is, if she doesn't want just anybody popping up at her house, this is a woman of integrity. This woman has integrity. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, divine spirit. This woman has integrity. She respects herself. She respects all that she has going on in her life. You know, because if she was like, "Oh yeah, 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 y'all can come over," then he would think a certain way, right? Isn't that interesting? If she was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, y'all can come over," and didn't hesitate, if she didn't hesitate at all, then he would look at her different. Cause then he'll be like, okay, well, if you comfortable with me and my brother coming over, who else are you comfortable coming over here? You see? So my thing is, he knew that it was wrong. But it's so much easier to blame the other person. He decided to put it all on her. But if he gets somewhere and sit down and think about it, reflecting Tress Rock, if he gets somewhere and sit there and think about it, he'll see it. And it's not going to take long. He probably see it now. Or whenever this happened. He saw it the moment that it all happened. And all it takes is for him to go discuss it with somebody else. And they're gonna be a majority of people say, man, that ain't right. You know, yo, she shouldn't even care. That's your brother. Okay, but you're gonna have that one person that's gonna say, well, she doesn't really know. She doesn't really know us like that. She don't really know you like that. She don't really know him. You know. But my thing is, he knew it was wrong. And sometimes when you know that people, they need to think about your value, you need to give them time to think about your value. Now, granted, I'm sure people in their neighborhood, wherever they are, there are people that know this lady, know where she live and all of that. They just probably don't come over unless they're invited. But I still say she has every right to say, I feel a little uneasy with this. Bianca said now she weighs too friendly. What do you mean? You think she's too friendly? For me, the hesitation just clearly showed that she wasn't comfortable. Now you got some people that don't care who come to their house or their apartment. They don't care. They're just free spirited like that. They don't care. And that's fine. That's good for those people. But then you got some that are a bit more modest. Exactly, Tina. Exactly. But he wanted to throw it back at her when he knew that it was just those two. And then he goes and says, from now on, I won't bring anybody else to your house. He knew it was wrong. He knew it was wrong. Right in that moment, he knew that it was wrong. Because why would he say from now on, I'm not going to bring anybody else to your house? Because he knew it was wrong. Yeah, majority needs a head up. Yeah. He asked her. He asked her, was it a problem if his brother was with him? And at first she was like, she said she was like, okay, it's not a big deal. But then she got to thinking about it, and it was different because that has never happened before. And maybe those two were just hanging out. I'm not gonna say they weren't just hanging out. And maybe he thought that since it was in close proximity, he could go and get his lunch and carry on. But it hit a little different because she evidently is just used to those two. And if he can't see that, then I don't know what to say. No, if she agreed to let them come over, she would be way too friend. Yeah, but see, she didn't say. Yeah, you're right, Bianca. She was like, yeah, 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 y'all can come through. That's way too friendly. But for somebody to go and say, um, I don't know, they have a little bit of hesitation. That's saying a lot about that woman. That's saying that, hey, she values herself. She values herself. So, what advice would you give this subscriber? Do you think she should kick him to the curb? Or do you think, I mean, we have free will. She can do as she pleases. Do you think that she should kick him to the curb? Or do you think that she should express how she really feels and stick to it? I personally don't try to tell people what to do. I will say that if you feel uncomfortable with a situation, you know, you have to voice that. But his thing was, I wouldn't just bring anybody over. That is my brother. I wouldn't just bring anybody over to your place. He's too sensitive. Yeah. It could look like a bit of sensitivity. But why do you think, for my fellas and ladies, but why do you think a man would be that comfortable bringing start bringing his family around a woman? If he goes from we're just getting to know each other to all of a sudden, all of a sudden now this person, you know what I mean? The thing that I like about it is that he asked, was it okay before he got there? He did ask. On her side, if she didn't feel good about it, she should have just said no and kept it that way. But that's neither here nor there. But he should have been getting a clue by her tone that she wasn't good with it. Not that it had anything to do with his brother. It's just the principle. You're reflecting trust. Yeah, that's true. It would be nice if we could read minds, wouldn't it? I think honestly, the subscriber, if she felt funny about it from the beginning, not blaming her, but she should have just said, "No, I'm not good with that. Let me meet you somewhere." It probably would have went over better, you know, because I'm trying to look at both sides of it. I'm looking at like Maybe he was comfortable enough to have his family member with him because this is somebody he's seeing, that he's serious about or getting serious about. I'm looking at it from his perspective. And then I'm looking at it from hers. And the moment that he said who was in the car and she didn't feel comfortable, she probably should have said, "Hey, I'm on my way out. I'll just meet you at such and such and such." And it probably would have went over a lot smoother. But we're going to continue this question a little later, okay? Because I want my device to have time to get charged. But if you're watching this after this stream and you have a response to what we just discussed, please feel free in the comment section. Or if you're in here right now and you think of an answer, please put it in the comment section and I will definitely go and read it. And the subscriber who sent this question in will have the material as well. So please don't let this be the end. You can use the comment section to respond, okay? Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and blessed. Remember, you are worth it always. Take care. Bye.